will the image of terror also go to Britain? Because the British Chief of the General Staff has also made a statement that if necessary, we will face the Russians on the front line tomorrow night.
We can join the war on the Eastern Front tonight, if you like.
Really?
Of course, now these discourses are so big discourses. Now we're talking about, does it have the potential as a ground force not to take part in such a war? Then he has to do something. He has to mobilize completely. Because England has long ago a few of his ships, because he couldn't find a crew. Cancelled it, so he was decommissioned. He had to decommission the British Navy because he couldn't find enough personnel. And England is a navy. You're an island state. Your first priority is not your land forces. Your first priority is your air force and navy. Well, you can't find personnel for the navy. Would you send personnel to fight such a frontal battle? Everybody started talking about all the cards in their hands from upstairs. Look at Germany. When Germany did not have an army, Germany came with a phrase like this. Here are 800,000 troops in the Ukrainian theater. We can send him, not himself. We can send 800,000 people with NATO troops. How will 800,000 soldiers be missing?
The police? Maybe the soldiers?
Maybe he'll make policemen into soldiers. No, he is not saying it himself. All of NATO's 800,000 people from their countries. And this, Germany is the country that will organize it. He is probably talking about finance. He will probably do it financially. Germany insists on this. If Russia is not stopped in the Ukrainian theater, how far will Europe go? Let me tell you this. But how will Russia go to the European theater if it cannot get what it wants in the Ukrainian theater? Complete air supremacy in a NATO country where naval superiority is complete. So whichever way you look at it, it would take over 1 million soldiers to occupy Europe. How is it going to happen that Putin is suddenly going to get into the thing? But you know what is happening? They are trying to impose the war on society from the top. And yesterday, there were two things here. There was the image. Magazines in England, what does it say? If Putin is not stopped, who will stop Putin? Open the previous one. Who will stop Putin? Is there no one in Europe to stop Putin? Who said that? Says the UK. This policy, what politics says.
The cops,
So no one will stop him. Who will stop Putin in Europe?
In Europe? In the current map, it is stated that Europe is being targeted by Russia in conflict. What are the repercussions of this? What remnants will be left behind from this war? And who will intervene to bring an end to it?
Yeah? Then let's say in Europe. In order to get to such a state, it's a terrific, it needs to transform and change. What does that mean? Conscription will be necessary in Europe.
Already since last year, they have been doing something to recruit soldiers. They say they need them. They are saying, let's take those of other races who are not normally accepted into the army.
Germany did the same thing. In Germany, they paved the way for non-German citizens to serve in the German center. But it doesn't work like that. So it doesn't happen there when you do like this. Either you are unprepared for war if you attempt this action. You are not present when you are holding 10 tanks in your possession. It's a culture, and this culture, you have to create